The divorce papers sat on Daniel's desk at 9:47 p.m. when his phone rang. Catherine's name lit the screen. My wife, calling from what used to be our home. I was at the Peninsula Hotel, room 2847, where Amber waited in champagne-colored silk. Not now, Catherine. I didn't lower my voice. Let her hear the music, the laughter. Let her know exactly where I was. Daniel, I need to talk to you about the house. Talk to my lawyer. I'm busy. I hung up. Amber traced a finger down my collar. Your wife. Ex-wife. Basically. I pulled her close. This time next month, you'll be the only woman who matters. What I didn't know, what I wouldn't know until too late, was that Catherine wasn't calling about the house. She was calling to say goodbye. 3 months earlier, the marriage counselor's office smelled like lavender and failure. Dr. Morrison sat between us, her notepad pristine, her expression carefully neutral. Catherine, would you like to share how you're feeling? My wife, 32, wearing a gray cardigan from Macy's, her wedding ring loose on her thinning finger, looked at her hands. I feel invisible. I sighed. We've been over this. My work requires. You were with her last night. Catherine's voice was soft. Always so damn soft. At Del Frisco's. Your assistant told me you were in a client meeting until 11. It was a client meeting. Amber handles our tech accounts. Amber. Catherine smiled, and something about that smile made my skin prickle. 26. Former Miss Texas finalist. Your tech account manager who doesn't have a technology degree. Dr. Morrison leaned forward. Daniel, how would you characterize your relationship with Amber? Professional. Catherine's insecure. She always has been. I checked my Rolex, the one Catherine had given me for our 5th anniversary, paid for with her teacher's salary. Look, I've built a $15 million consulting firm from nothing. I need a partner who understands ambition. I understand ambition. Catherine's voice was still quiet. I just thought marriage meant coming home sometimes. Maybe if you'd maintained yourself. I stopped, but the words were already out there. Catherine flinched. She'd lost weight recently. Stopped wearing makeup. Her clothes hung loose, shapeless. I've been tired, she said. Convenient excuse. Dr. Morrison set down her pen. Daniel, I'm going to be direct. If you want to save this marriage, you need to. I'm not sure I do. The words came easier than I expected. Catherine and I married young. We've grown apart. It happens. Catherine stood. Then we're done here. Wait, Dr. Morrison rose. Catherine, perhaps we should. No. My wife collected her purse, worn leather, a college graduation gift from her mother. Daniel's right. We have grown apart. I've just been too tired to admit it. She walked out. I stayed for 15 minutes, talking to Dr. Morrison about amicable separation and fair division of assets. I had no idea what fair actually meant. The affair with Amber had started 6 months earlier. A conference in Miami. Hotel bar. She laughed at my jokes, touched my arm, made me feel like the man I thought I deserved to be. Catherine had stopped laughing years ago. She doesn't appreciate you, Amber said, our 3rd night together. We were at her apartment, a luxury high-rise I helped her get approved for, using my business as income verification. You deserve someone who matches your success. Catherine's a 5th grade teacher. She makes $38,000 a year. Exactly. Amber poured more wine. You're a millionaire, Daniel. You should be with someone who moves in your circles. It made sense. Catherine shopped at Target. Drove a 10-year-old Honda. Refused to join the country club. Said she didn't fit in. She was right. She didn't. Amber fit perfectly. Designer clothes, gifts from me. Standing reservation at Nobu. Instagram followers in the 6 figures. She looked like success. Catherine looked like a memory of who I used to be. I moved out on a Tuesday. Packed my suits, my watches, my golf clubs. Catherine sat on our bed, her bed now, and watched. The lawyer will send papers, I said. You'll be taken care of. I'm not a monster. No. She folded her hands in her lap. You're just a man who forgot where he came from. Spare me the guilt trip. You knew what you were getting. I told you from day one I wanted to build something. I helped you build it. Her voice was steady. Who do you think paid the rent while you got your MBA? Who worked 2 jobs so you could network instead of waiting tables? And I'm grateful. Who took out a 2nd mortgage on the house my mother left me so you could start your firm? I stopped. That was years ago. I paid it back. You paid back half. Before you decided you needed a Tesla. Catherine. I sat beside her. Felt suddenly tired. What do you want? Money? Take it. Keep the house. I just want to move on. I want you to be happy, Daniel. I always have. She looked at me, and her eyes were dry. That's why I'm going to let you go. Something in her tone made me pause. Let me go. Sign the papers when they come. Don't fight me. This will be easier for both of us. I won't fight you. Take whatever you think is fair. She smiled again. That same strange smile from the therapist's office. Fair, she repeated. Okay, Daniel. Fair. I left that night. Moved in with Amber. Started making plans for a wedding, a life, a future that glittered like her jewelry. 3 weeks later, Catherine's lawyer called, and everything I thought I knew turned to ash. Richard Vance's office was nothing like my lawyer's sleek downtown suite. It occupied the 5th floor of an older building on Maple Street. Solid wood. Law books lining the walls. A window overlooking the park where Catherine and I used to walk before I got too busy. Mr. Hartwell. Vance stood when I entered. 60-something, gray suit, the kind of quiet authority that comes from 40 years practicing law. Thank you for coming. Your message said this was urgent. I took a seat. I assumed we could settle this quickly. Catherine's not a difficult woman. No. Vance opened a folder. She's not difficult. She's precise. Which is why we're here. He slid papers across his desk. I recognized my signature on multiple documents. What is this? Let's start with Hartwell Consulting Group. Your firm, incorporated 7 years ago with initial capital of $250,000. Right? My startup capital. Funded entirely by a home equity loan on the property at 4782 Oakmont Drive. A home Catherine inherited from her late mother, Helen Whitmore. I shifted. We paid that back, half. You paid back $125,000. The remaining balance was rolled into a second mortgage, which Catherine continued paying from her teaching salary while you reinvested company profits into growth. You pulled out bank statements. For 3 years, Catherine paid the entire mortgage, $2,100 monthly, while you paid yourself a salary of $12,000 monthly. I was building the business, you were. Successfully. In year 4, Hartwell Consulting became profitable. $15 million in revenue last year. Impressive. Vance turned a page. However, Texas is a community property state. Assets acquired during marriage are jointly owned. My stomach dropped. The company is mine. The company was started with community funds and built during your marriage. Catherine owns 50%. He slid another document forward. She's also listed as a silent partner in your incorporation papers. You needed her signature for the business loan. Remember? I did. Vaguely. 7 years ago, desperate for capital, I'd asked Catherine to co-sign. She never worked for the company. She provided the initial capital and ongoing financial support while you established yourself. In community property law, that's sufficient. Vance's expression was neutral, professional. Catherine is exercising her right to her share. $7.5 million. The room tilted. That's insane. I'll fight this. You could. But Mr. Hartwell, we should discuss the house. She can have the house. I don't want it. The house is worth $900,000. With the remaining mortgage balance, $130,000. The equity is roughly $770,000. As I mentioned, the house was Catherine's separate property, inherited before marriage. So she gets it. Fine. She gets it. But the 2 mortgages you took against her property to fund your business and personal expenses? Those are marital debt. You're responsible for 50%, $65,000. I stood. This is ridiculous. My lawyer said. Your lawyer assumed Catherine would accept a standard settlement. $50,000. Maybe the house. What most abandoned wives settle for. Vance's voice remained calm. But Catherine didn't hire most lawyers. She hired me. Who the hell are you? I specialize in complex property division. Catherine was referred to me by someone who wanted to ensure she received actual justice, not convenient compromise. Referred by who? I'm not at liberty to say. But Mr. Hartwell, we're not finished. He pulled out more papers. Your Tesla, registered in both names, purchased with community funds. Your country club membership, Catherine's signature is on the application. Your investment portfolio, stop. I sat down hard. What does she want? What she's entitled to. 50% of all marital assets. Which, after forensic accounting, comes to approximately $8.4 million. The number hit like a punch. I don't have $8 million in liquid assets. No. Which is why Catherine is willing to accept the following. her 50% ownership in Hartwell Consulting, which she'll retain as a silent partner. You'll continue to run the company, but all major decisions require her approval. Alternatively, you can buy her out, $7.5 million, payable over 5 years. That'll bankrupt the company. That's option 1. Option 2. Catherine takes her share now, forces a sale of the business, and you both walk away with your portions. I couldn't breathe. She'd destroy what we built, what she helped you build. Yes. Vince leaned back. Or option 3. You accept her original offer, filed 3 weeks ago, before you moved in with Miss Chun. He pulled out another document. I recognized Catherine's handwriting on the margin notes. This was her initial proposal. You keep the business entirely. She keeps the house. You pay her $1 million over 10 years, manageable payments that wouldn't hurt your cash flow. She asks for nothing else. That's generous. Very. But that offer expired when you moved in with your mistress and began publicly flaunting the relationship. Catherine saw photos of you and Miss Chun at the governor's gala, wearing the earrings you bought with the bonus from the Henderson account, an account Catherine's school connection helped you land. I closed my eyes. Mrs. Henderson, the principal at Catherine's school. She'd introduced me to her husband, a real estate developer. That introduction led to a $2 million contract. Catherine's done being generous, Mr. Hartwell. She's done being invisible. So here's what happens next. Vance's tone hardened. You choose one of the 3 options by Friday, where we go to court, where I will present evidence of marital waste, the money you spent on Miss Chun, hotel rooms, jewelry, the apartment lease you co-signed. That's discoverable, as is the company credit card you gave Miss Chun, the business trips where she accompanied you with no clear professional purpose, the salary you're paying her, $90,000 annually for a position that typically pays $45,000. My face burned. How do you due diligence? Catherine may be quiet, Mr. Hartwell, but she's not stupid. She's been documenting everything for 6 months. 6 months. Since Miami. Since the beginning. She knew. She knew. Vance's expression softened slightly, and she tried to save the marriage anyway. Went to counseling. Gave you chances to come home. Asked you directly about Miss Chun. I told her there was nothing. You lied. Repeatedly. Which brings us to fraud. You told Catherine you were working late, in client meetings, traveling for business, all while spending community funds on an affair. That's marital misconduct. A judge won't look kindly on it. I stared at the papers. $7.5 million. Half my company. Everything I'd built. I need time. You have until Friday. 5 p.m. Vance stud. Catherine wanted me to tell you something. She says she doesn't hate you. She's just tired of disappearing. I went straight to Amber's apartment. She was filming a TikTok in the living room, spinning in the Valentino dress I'd bought her last week. Baby. She stopped recording. How did it go? Is she going to be difficult? She wants half of everything. Amber's smile faltered. Half. That's not normal, right? I thought wives just got, like, alimony. Texas is a community property state. She's entitled to half. But you built that company. She's just a teacher. Amber's voice rose. Can't your lawyer fight it? My lawyer's an idiot who told me Catherine would settle for scraps. I poured whiskey, drank it fast. Her lawyer's a shark. He has documentation of every dollar I spend on you. She went pale. On me. Hotels. Gifts. Your apartment. Your salary. My salary is legitimate, is it? Can you name 3 clients you've actually managed? Any actual work you've done beyond accompanying me to dinners? Amber's eyes filled with tears. I thought you wanted me there. You said I was your partner. You are. But legally, paying you $90,000 a year looks like embezzlement. Using company funds for personal benefit. So what does this mean? It means I need to find $7.5 million or give her half my company. 7. Amber sat down hard. Daniel, how are you going to? I don't know. I poured more whiskey. Liquidate investments. Take loans. Sell assets. What assets? I looked at her. At the apartment I was paying for. The car I'd leased in her name. The credit cards I'd given her. The engagement ring, I said slowly. The one I showed you. For carats. Cost me $60,000. She touched her bare finger. You were going to propose. I need that money now. You haven't even bought it yet. I put a deposit down. $5,000. I need to cancel it. Silence. Then, what about us? What about us? Amber, I'm about to lose everything. So I'm everything now? Last week you said I was your future. Her voice turned sharp. Or was I just a convenient distraction while you got bored with your wife? That's not fair. Fair. She laughed, bitter. You know what's not fair? I quit my real job to work for you. Put Hartwell Consulting on my resume. Now you're saying that looks like fraud. It is fraud if you weren't doing actual work. I was doing what you asked. She stood, shaking. You wanted me at dinners, at events, looking good on your arm, making you feel important. The truth of it stung. Amber, get out. What? Get out. I'm not going to be your backup plan while you figure out how to save your marriage. I'm not saving my marriage. Catherine and I are done. Really? Because it sounds like she's the one with all the power now. The one you actually have to respect. Amber grabbed her phone. I've been posting about you for months. My followers think we're this power couple. What am I supposed to tell them? Tell them whatever you want. I have bigger problems. Her face hardened. So do I. I have texts, Daniel. Emails. You promising me things. Saying you'd leave Catherine for me. Calling her pathetic. My blood went cold. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe Catherine's lawyer would be interested in seeing how long this affair has been going on. How premeditated it was. That's blackmail. That's leverage. Something you taught me. She smiled, and it looked like a stranger's face. You want those messages to stay private? I need security. 6 months severance. Recommendation letters. And you're going to pay the rest of my lease. I stared at her. This woman I thought I loved. This future I destroyed my marriage for. She was nothing. Get the money, Daniel. Or I forward everything to Richard Vance. I left. Drove aimlessly. Ended up at the park near our old house. Catherine was there. Sitting on our bench, her bench now, feeding ducks like she used to when we were young. I almost drove away. But something made me stop. Get out. Walk over. Catherine. She looked up. Daniel. Hi. Can I sit? It's a public bench. I sat. We watched ducks paddle in silence. Your lawyer called, I said finally. I know. $7.5 million. Catherine. You'd really take that much. It's not about the money. She threw more bread. It's about being seen. I see you. No. You see a convenient woman who made your life easier. Who paid bills and made connections and stayed small so you could feel big. She turned to me. I was invisible, Daniel. Even to myself. For years, I shrank and shrank until I barely existed. I never asked you to. You didn't have to ask. I did it because I loved you. Because I thought that's what partnership meant. She smiled sadly. But partnership means seeing each other. You stopped seeing me the moment you had enough success to want someone shinier. Amber's not. I stopped. It's over. With her. Good. She was using you. So are you. For $7 million. No. Catherine stood. I'm taking what's mine. What I earned by betting on you when no one else would. By working 2 jobs so you could network. By mortgaging my mother's house so you could chase your dreams. Her voice stayed soft, but steel ran through it. You took, Daniel. For years. Now I'm collecting. This will destroy me. No. It'll make things fair. You'll still have millions. A company. Success. She looked at me. You'll just have it honestly now. No more pretending you built everything yourself. Catherine, please. I filed the paperwork this morning. Option 2. I'm forcing the sale of Hartwell Consulting. We'll both get our half. She started walking away. Wait. I stood. If this is about Amber, I'll end it publicly. I'll apologize. It's not about Amber. It's about me. She paused. I'm going back to school. Getting my doctorate. There's a program in Boston, fully funded. I start in September. Boston. New life. New chapter. She smiled, and this time it reached her eyes. I'm tired of being invisible, Daniel. Time to be seen. She walked away. I stood there watching until she disappeared. That Friday, I signed the papers. Hartwell Consulting sold for $19 million. After debts and legal fees, Catherine and I each got $8.2 million. She moved to Boston. I heard she finished her doctorate in 3 years. Last I checked, she's a professor. Engaged to a marine biologist. Happy. I rebuilt. Smaller company. Harder work. No shortcuts this time. Amber tried to sue for wrongful termination. It went nowhere. Sometimes I drive past that park. Sit on the bench. Wonder what would have happened if I'd just seen what was in front of me. If I'd realized that invisible didn't mean powerless. Just patient.